All right, I believe we're live now. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Love and Relationships. Listen, I've been really excited about what we've been doing here, the conversations. I've been enjoying it. A lot of y'all been enjoying it. And we have our special co host back with us, Alabama Church Girl. Say something to the people.
Beep, beep, toot, toot. Hey, good people. It's your Alabama church girl here. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. To all the leaders, saints, and friends, welcome, welcome, welcome on in right now. Is your time to go ahead and invite your friends on into the group. Say, hey, you don't want to miss this conversation because I know you got something to say. I know you want to be in the congregation. Hey, good people.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Y'all come on in. Make sure you like the video and share the video. And we got a special guest, our very, very, very first special guest. We got Miss Deborah on the live tonight. Miss Deborah, say something to the people.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm super nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. Thankful for the opportunity to get to share life experiences with you all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you don't got to be nervous. It's just us. We just having a conversation here. So, yeah. Tonight, you see the topic going across the screen. Is submission the problem in our relationships? Is submission the problem in our relationships? And I would have to say yes. And the reason I say yes, and we're going to go around the panel and get some thoughts on this. And I want y'all to be sure, please, 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 be sure to like the video, share the video, and comment below. Engage in the conversation because that's what we're here for. We want to hear from you as well. This is not just between the three of us. We want to hear from all of you all as well. But anyway, I say submission is a big part of the problem in our relationships, and I'll tell you why. The reason is because statistics show, and I'm a witness to the fact that black men are doing better in the community. Black men are doing better. We've been doing the work. I know a lot of young brothers my age and a little bit younger that are really, really putting in the work and really, really trying to be upstanding men and want to be with black women and want children, want to be married in a relationship and all of that. But the problem is they can't seem to find anybody suitable to really meet their standards. You know, a lot of men that's on the grind, they got their stuff together. They kind of want a woman that's going to be submissive if they're going to be in that male leadership role or whatever. And we're just going to talk about it tonight. And I just feel like submission is the problem. So I want to first ask, what does submission look like to you all? And Miss Deborah, since you're our special guest, we're going to start with you. What does
Oh,
submission
wow.
look like to you?
Okay. So, um, being a divorcee for 8 years, had a few relationships, but I do feel like when I say we, I'm talking about men and women in
Mm-hmm.
general. Um, I believe that sometimes they have the wrong definition of submission. I think sometimes we feel like submission is do what I say or and that sort of thing, but submission is basically being respectful, loyalty. So I just feel like that submission is just taken the wrong way. But you have some people that actually want that title and want that role as being submissive. You do what I say, but it's all just respect. For me, submission is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a respect and a loyalty thing to your partner.
Okay,
And
okay.
sometimes it is a big problem because sometimes you have some strong headed women and you have strong headed
Mm-hmm.
men. And so they clash instead of
Right.
everybody just taking the time to listen to each other instead of talking over each other instead of listening to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And we take that one part and that's what we run with instead of listening as a whole totality to each other.
Right. Right. I agree. All right, Alabama church girl, what do you think?
So,
What
you
does
know,
submission look like to you?
what does submission look like to me? All right. So, I'm going to give you the church girl answer definition and
Mm-hmm.
the Valerie definition. Okay. So, from the church girl perspective, I basically was raised to believe that submission looked like a woman submitting her life, all of her faculties, and all of her efforts to making sure her man is happy and her house is ran well. That's what I was raised to believe. As a grown woman and a hey Leilani and a divorcee as well, my definition of submission has evolved. I really do believe, similarly to Deborah, that submission is us respecting each other, that we're all on the same team. We have the same goal in mind, and that I submit to the goal and to the mission. As we know, we put the mission first, and our
Right.
mission is to achieve our goals in this relationship. I think that submission does not necessarily mean one gender over the other. Um, and we can go to the word if you want to. But
Mhm.
that's where this church girl is gonna go, is back to that foundation of the
Uh,
word, that is not one gender over the other, that the husbands submit to their wives, even as the wives submit to their husbands, that we are submitted to each other, that we know that no matter what, these are our values for our household. This is the mission and the goals that we're trying to achieve. And no matter who tries to come against these doors, no, 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 no. We are fully fortified over here on what we have going on. So we are fully submitted to each other. That's the way I see it. That's a Valerie definition.
okay, okay. Well, I like all of it. Well, let me give you my my 2 cents in on it. And just like Val said, a lot of people misconstrue this word submission. It's almost like when you say submission, it's almost like you're saying a cuss word now to a lot of modern black women. I'm talking about black women because that's my community. That's where I'm at. So it seems like it's a curse word, and they think, oh well, if I don't do what you say, you're gonna go upside my head or anything like that. But no, 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 that's not the case. For men like myself, submission just means cooperation. That's really all it means is cooperation. And if you want to break down the word, just to kind of piggyback off what Alabama Church Girl said, the mission comes first. So you got submission. So that means you're under the mission of that household. Now here comes the problem that I see. What if the mission is not initially the same between the male and the female, the man and the woman? What if the man has a mission and he wants the woman to get under his mission, but she also has a mission too, and she wants him to get under his mission? So I think that's where a lot of the clashing comes in at. And if you're submitting, whose mission do we get under? Because I mean, you're not going to be able to run two missions at the same time. Whose mission takes priority over the other? And you got to be able to cooperate. Now, if you want to talk about the biblical sense of submission, you're absolutely right. It's in the Bible. Uh, Husbands submit to your wives as wives submit to their husbands. I'm paraphrasing here, but my thing with this is, would you all agree that men and women are different?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all agree? Men and women are different.
I do
So
agree.
the way that a man submits is going to be different than the way a woman submits. Do y'all agree with that?
I do. I do.
So,
I know that we behave differently. We think
mhm,
differently. We
mhm.
behave differently.
Right, right. So if that's the case, then submission on the woman's part and submission on the man's part is going to be a lot different. Now, let's take it from the man's point of view first. So, uh, nobody really seems to know what that looks like. Man submitting to his wife, men, husbands submitting to their wives, right? So since men and women are different, the submission is going to be different. I'm of the persuasion that men submit to the woman in the fact that he's submitting by providing and giving that wisdom and provisioning and making sure the family is all right, that protection when he could be being selfish and just worrying about himself, or he could be out providing for multiple people. I know back in the day, it was some people that had one family. Y'all saw that movie Fences? He had one family, and then across town he had another family.
Listen, we don't have to see any movie, honey. It's happening in our own lives. So
Yeah, it's even happening.
We can tell the story better than the movie.
Yes.
Right. But from a man's point of view, that's what submission looks like to me. Being the priest and the prophet of the family. Being that leader, that provider, that protector, giving that wisdom, that structure, that guidance. Pouring out all of him working and pouring back into the family. That's what submission looks like from a man's perspective. I want to know from y'all, Miss Deborah, what do you think? What do you think submission looks like from the man's perspective? If a man is submitting to a woman,
From a man perspective, when a man submits to a woman, he may not submit the way we want him to submit, but like men tend to have their own way of submitting, whether we agree with it or not. Like, because he may submit by not going to hang out with his boys on a very important night, to be there with us, even though he didn't directly come out and say, "Well, I'm not gonna go out tonight. I'm just gonna hang out with you." Like you may have said earlier in the week that, hey, we need some time, and this is a night for him. So he may submit in that way. Like he may not do some things that he loved just to show us that he's putting his own desires and wants down aside for us, because that's basically what it is. You just obeying and yielding to your partner and putting each other's needs before each other.
Okay, that makes sense. Alabama church girl, what do you think?
So you made a comment that I had to jot down a note real quick. You stated that you believe that Black women in general think that submission is a curse word. And I can't disagree with you, because it's been painted in a negative perspective. And you also mentioned that, back in the day, how men took submission and how they took a place of submission and how it was established back in the day. I think that in our current generation of millennials, of Gen X's, I think that perception is still there, that either you're going to do what I say, I'm going to go upside your head. I think in some cases, the men still see it that way. And then there are some cases where a lot of women still see it that way. And I think that it's up to our gentlemen in this generation to change that brand. I think that you guys have to really go hard to show us something different in order to make the perception of submission look a lot greater than it has been. Because some people approach a relationship with that attitude, like I ain't like my mama, I ain't like grandma, I ain't finna do this, I ain't finna do that. Whereas, and that's because of the perception that's been established already, generation after generation after generation. And if you've seen your mama go through it, your aunties go through it, your grandma go through it, then that's all you know. That's all you've seen. That's all that has been portrayed in front of you. So I think that it is incumbent upon our current generation to repaint this narrative that no, that's not what we're doing in this present day and age. I appreciate, if my goal and my mission is I have a list of 10 things to get accomplished today, and by the end of the day, I want to make sure I'm home and getting dinner prepared by 5:30, 6 o'clock. If I called my man and say, babe, I need you to pick up these items from the grocery store, that's him submitting to the mission. The mission is we got to get all these things accomplished, and I'm trying to make sure you get fed. So go pick up these items, please. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't think there's a man on earth that would. Well, let me not say that, but I don't have any disagreement with that at all. Yeah, if it means getting that meal on the table, then absolutely, I'm all for it. But you said something interesting. You said you think that it's incumbent upon the men of this time and this generation to show what submission actually looks like, to be that good example of submission, right?
A productive example of
A
submission.
productive example of submission. So here's my question from that: if men and women can't get on the same page, and if we keep doing this over the whole submission thing and can't get in productive, healthy relationships where there is that positive image of submission on both on the men's side and the women's side, then how are we able to get that example shown? Basically, if men and women can't work together.
So the Bible says that how can two walk together unless they agree? And
Mm-hmm.
I would question, why did you come to this relationship if you didn't want to agree upon something?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to go for, I mean, this is a partnership. It's just like coming to a job. Why would
Mm-hmm.
you agree to go work in water cleansing and you don't like animals, you don't like bugs, you don't like to get
Yeah.
wet, you hate to be cold?
Right.
That
Yeah.
sounds crazy.
Mhm.
That sounds asinine
Yeah.
that you even
Mhm.
agreed. So what was your motivation? Was it just for the check? Was it just for the sex? What were you looking
Mm-hmm.
for when you came to this relationship? Because there has to be a meeting of the minds. Just because she
Mm-hmm.
looked good, he looked good, don't mean that you
Mhm.
necessarily are on the same page and need to get together.
Right.
And sometimes you just need to have you a one night stand and keep it moving. I don't want you
Uh-huh.
because we're not gonna ever agree on nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
because I can't agree with nothing. You
Right.
can we talked about this discernment. If
Mm-hmm.
you are really listening to the first conversation that you have with a person, you can pretty much tell where their mind is, and definitely by the second or third you should have that established, like, okay, yeah, something's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll know whether or not I can get on the same page with this person or not. That's even in your friendships. When you
Right.
meet somebody for the first time, I can tell for the first
Mhm.
time, by the energy that another female possesses, by her actions and her engaging in conversation with me, I can tell whether or not we're gonna be good girls or not. It's just
Right. Right.
because discernment, you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing goes with a man and a woman in an erotic relationship. You can tell whether or not this is going to be good or if it's not. And if you don't have a defined mission for yourself, then you could be led astray by somebody, and that's
Mm-hmm.
there goes toxicity, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you say, Deborah? I see you nodding and I'm
Yeah,
shaking. What do you say?
I mean, like, I totally 100% agree. Now, this is just me. Sometimes I can go off the radio. You know, keep it cool. But like, I just feel like when a man and a woman talks, the first conversation, like, I'm very upfront and open, so they already know. And if we're not on the same page, it's not even a second conversation, not even a second date. So I just feel like to be straight up and honest, like, I'm too old. Don't waste my time. I'm not gonna waste your time. If all you want is sex, let me know and let me decide
Mm-hmm.
if it's something that I
Right.
want to move forward with. Let me know. Let me decide. Don't decide for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just
Right.
straight, cutthroat, and dry. Just no.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because I also believe that that's another part of the problem in our relationships. People not being, totally upfront, from the beginning. And Val
Absolutely.
said something about discernment. Now, I'm being honest. I'm not being funny when I say this, but I've always said, me and my homeboy, 90 days. You can tell, you'll be able to tell by the 90th day. If they're putting up an act, and especially y'all ladies, if you're putting up an act, you cannot keep it up past the 90th day. On day 91 and sometimes day 88, the real them is going to come out. I promise you.
I know
Every
what you're talking
time.
about, JD. Because I
Hey, you don't know what if they're putting up a show, they cannot keep it up past 90 days.
I believe you.
Guaranteed. So I mean,
believe
you kind of got to give time the proper amount of time to, kind of vet the people that you're dealing with. Because I agree with you, Deborah. And like at this age, at this stage in the game, I just don't. I've been through enough, and I just don't have the time. But I also want to ask this question about submission.
Well,
Okay.
before you move forward, JD. So
Come
what
on.
about the men sending a representative to us, and then we don't get they want, they disappear? So
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
You said
You
women.
got. Well, I say women because I don't put up an act. I don't have time. I don't have the energy for it. But yes, some women.
Okay.
Y'all a little rough. But I know.
And
fellas,
men too.
Yeah, I know men can do it too. Fellas do the same thing too. But more often than not, I see it with women. I'm gonna be a little biased here.
I mean, you're gonna see it with women because you date women.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
But am I telling the truth though? I know am I telling the truth?
I okay. Disclaimer: I'm not one of those, but yes, I do know that there are those women who will put up a representative.
Yo, and then not only that, they will put up a representative for a long time. A long time.
Yeah.
But this is another question that I wanted to ask about submission. So I mentioned earlier about what if two have the same mission. What if one has a different goal in mind and the other one has and they're trying to work something out. Whose mission takes the back burner?
So I think that's when you learn to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Deborah.
No. Go ahead.
That's basically my
So.
answer is that's when you learn to compromise and what's for the better goal of the family. For instance, sometimes one partner wants a child, whereas the other partner is like, no, I want to continue to go after my personal goals. And you have to make a compromise.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Miss Deborah, what about you? Go ahead.
Yes, I totally agree with Valerie. That's exactly what I was going to say. Compromising and communication. Like, I don't think couples know how far just some good communication will take them, because that is so far gone nowadays in relationships. Like, people do not know how to communicate, and you have to have those hard conversations. And that's what people shy away from, because I'm gonna hurt his feelings, or I'm gonna hurt her feelings. So what? I would rather you hurt my feelings now than 2 years later. And I invested.
Yeah. And break my heart.
Yeah.
Because honestly, even if you don't marry someone, when you spend so much time with someone and you've developed feelings for them and you center your life around involving them in your life, when you separate and break up, it's not the same as divorce, but it's hurtful. It's hard.
It is.
It takes time to overcome that. So, it's not something we need to do. That's not good for your maturation. Just come on now. Then that's when you learn to have the courage, the personal courage to say what needs to be said from the get-go.
Yeah. Right.
Look, this is who I am. I'm not gonna change. If that's not what you like, then I suggest you go find somebody else, because I'm not gonna change. Okay.
I understand. I understand. And then especially once you get past uh once you get much past 30, everybody kind of gets set in their ways, and you like doing stuff, and by then you should know who you are, what you're gonna deal with, what you're not gonna deal with. But at the same time, I like what you said about the cooperation and the communication. So, would you all agree? Now, I want y'all to take yourselves. Let all three of us. Let's take ourselves out of it for a second. Put us to the side. The vast majority in the black community, the vast majority uh, of black females, would you say they have a problem with submitting?
So I'm sorry because I love to talk.
Go ahead, and then we'll go to Deborah.
I think that you really have to look at the fact that there is classism in our community too. And our
Mm-hmm.
different classes of women, you get a different type of woman with different goals. So, which class are you talking about?
I'm talking
The
about
majority as a whole, I think.
I'm talking about as a whole because you mentioned classism. Now I've seen and heard well educated black women that make a good amount of money, that has degrees on the wall, and will not submit to a man. And I've seen some not so well off have still have a problem with submitting to a man, and then some of them that maybe not so well off, they don't have any problem submitting to a man. Honestly, it is more. I see it more in the higher class, the
Mhm.
ones that are educated, the ones that are making a substantial amount of money, the ones that are successful and doing well for themselves. That's where
So,
I see the most problem. Go ahead.
so in that class, there are some that have an issue, have a strong issue, because honestly, women that have worked hard to attain a lot really had to fight to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So they got that fight or flight just in them by their nature. But then there are a lot of women in that class as well that would love to submit to a good man. The Bible says, who can find a virtuous woman? And the problem that they're having is there are no men that are looking for their virtue. They're looking for other things. And that's where I think that the issue with a lot of women in that class are facing as well. They would love to have a woman that makes less, that will do more for them, or
Mm-hmm.
they deem to be able to do more for them because they have more time available to do things for them. They have a need of them, a need for the man, i.e., I need him to do things for me. Whereas, a woman that doesn't need him to do things for them is not stroking the ego of that man the way he needs. So, there are other issues that you come into play. Now, let's take for instance, um, and this is no shade to anybody, a woman that hasn't, even desired to go to college, because college ain't for everybody, you know.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And she's making it do what it do with what she got, that just wants a good man in her life. There are a lot of women in that class that are coming into issues where men just want to use them as a mule and a mattress, and that's a problem,
Mm-hmm.
that you don't see any value in her because she's not attained a lot. That's a problem. That only thing you want is to work her and lay on her. That's a
Mm-hmm.
problem. Then there are some in that class as well, and y'all can correct me whenever you feel I'm wrong. But then there are those in that class as well that are the pick me women that will do anything, go above and beyond. They probably had the best WAP because they have studied and trained on how to get to the goal.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. I want to ask you a question. That term you just used, pick me. For those that might not know what that means, explain what you mean by that term, pick me.
Um, Now, pick me can be used in a number of different facets. In this particular setting, I'm referring to someone that doesn't feel seen, that is like, hey, I'm over here. I'll do whatever. I dance for you. I do whatever. I'm gonna throw it on you. I'm gonna do whatever. Just so you can pick me and make me seen, make me visible. That type of person.
Okay, so would you say that that is that a derogatory term or no? Some people would. I've heard it used in a couple of different ways too, but mostly a derogatory term. Now, is that what that means?
I don't mean it in a derogatory fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it just to explain the mentality of someone who, like I said, hadn't felt seen. Like,
Okay.
for the longest, I was a church girl. Come on, Deborah, And in school, I got picked on so much. I was the one they called the Jehovah B. I ain't even never been to no Jehovah's temple. I was the one, I wore the dresses all the time. I could have been the prime pick me type girl because I was overlooked. Now, when I started developing, all the guys saw was the curves. So that changed. But at the same time, thank God I had a strong self-confidence that I didn't become a pick-me, but I was the prototype for a pick-me.
Gotcha. Okay.
You understand what I mean, Deborah?
Come on, Deborah. Miss Deborah.
Out here.
I definitely can agree. Definitely looked over and all of that. The PK girl. So I definitely can attest to that. But I do think that some women are not submissive because, as Valerie said, they work hard for their things. And sometimes women have a wall up just to see if they can trust the guy with their heart, with their decisions, or if they have kids. And even your soul, like, we want to know, like, we can trust you before we just give it all to you and be submissive to the guy. Because you can give it all and they're out.
Okay. So let me ask you this: if a man is vetting a woman to be his wife, right? If just let's say it's a man that wants to be married, he's vetting her to be a wife. If she has this wall up, how is he gonna know? Well, hey, she'll be a good wife. This is the woman I want to marry. She can miss out on a blessing by that having that wall up.
Listen, who can find a virtuous woman? He need to be looking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If all the women have a wall up, then how can a man that wants to be married, how can he properly vet?
So that you spend time and you get to know.
Say again?
You still have to. I mean, like, we're taking a chance on anything in life. So whether my wall is up or down, like, if God told you I'm your wife, then it's gonna work out. And I feel like the walls will come down if the man continues to show you who he really is and not a representative, and vice versa for as the woman as well.
Okay, go ahead, Alabama church girl. Then we're gonna go to Amanda Emmanuel.
Thank you,
I
because
just
I'm
want to say,
bursting.
hey, Emmanuel.
What up? What up? What up?
Good to see
Go
you
ahead, Val.
So I agree with what Deborah said. I don't have any other words.
Classic.
Okay, Emmanuel is on you, buddy.
This how I look at it. Like she said, well, if I have up my walls and all this, if the man should be able to, if I'm worth it, he should be able to break through those walls, right? Right? Am
Come
I
on,
correct?
come on now.
That
Come
sound
through,
good. That
Superman.
that sound good. However,
Right.
like look at like Super Mario, right? If you put up these walls for your dude that's trying to get married or whatever, the right dude will break down those walls. Correct? He will. But you're setting the wall for other people to just bypass you, right? So
You better come through with wisdom tonight.
I could think you're fly. I could think you're perfect. But you may set a wall that I'm not even looking forward to. Hey, I'm being this way, and it's like no, it's not that hard. It should be a little bit easier. So I'm not for you. That's how we might look at it. But nobody should set walls because dudes set walls too. Like my wall could be if you don't look like Beyonce, if you don't make 150, if you don't make, I could set all these barriers. But if I'm looking for love or a relationship or trying to get married, it's do you care for me? Do you love me? Are you down for me? And that's all I'm looking for. So we shouldn't create these mountains
But what
and
if the
apply
woman has
and
been
a.
through something?
But that's the thing. Everybody's been through something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Everybody.
Hmm.
and she's
Everything should be
just
on. It's just like
protecting
the.
her heart.
This the thing. That's why I hate like our law system. It shouldn't be based off a group of things. Every trial should be on a case by case basis, right?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So that's how love should be too. Like if me and you cool, I shouldn't set standards for Bart the fool because he acted a certain way. If I'm acting good and we good, don't set his standards for me. Set our standards for what we vibing with. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm
Right.
saying.
So the
Hmm.
Bible says that you have to guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. So everybody should have some type of guard or protection up.
Everybody should have guards, but it also talk
Right.
about that equally yoke, right?
Yes,
My
but
my yoke, I might be a different kind of hen than the other dude. So don't get his. I might be a free range chicken or a free range hen, and he might be Tyson chicken.
then
That's a different yoke. It's a different yoke.
but then those there are those when once you have your guards up, uh-oh. Once you have your guards up, there are those that got the right ID that can get past the gate. They
Hmm.
understand, okay, I see what this lady has been through and I understand it. And I'm gonna protect her and I'm gonna show her that she's protected. They're same thing with men because men have gone through things too, have
Hmm.
experienced someone that did not take care of their heart, did not take care of their feelings, did not guard their ego because y'all's ego is very important to you as well.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
and there are women that come to you and we see that you're wounded and it's like, okay, baby, you don't have to do that. Look, you got it. My hands off, you got it, honey.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sound good, but in in
then
in
we're chilling,
relationships,
you're like,
it's
look
like
at my man, look at my man. Oh my god, look at my
Hmm.
true. I feel you, but
Yeah.
what you went through ain't got nothing to do with your future guy. Leave your past in the past. Don't bring them bags. Everybody went through something. Like I got played.
But
One
sometimes
sec.
the
I
new
got played.
guy does something to remind them
I
of
got
the old
played.
guy.
I'm sure
Hmm.
JD got played. I'm sure y'all
Hmm.
got played. But
We
that won't
all
affect
have.
what we have if we move forward. Like I'm up. You're a new slate, and you got it clean. I'm not gonna set you at a negative or a handicap just because of somebody else. See what
So
I'm
let me
saying?
ask you this. May I ask a question, JD?
Yes, go ahead, please.
So do you go through your woman's phone?
Absolutely not.
Y'all just took a turn to the left.
No, these are examples. These are
Absolutely not. I don't go through hers, and I don't expect her to go through mine. However, if it's a situation, you know, you know how, hey, let me see your phone for a second. I need to do something. It should be a situation where both know each other's passcodes, and if I pass you my phone, I ain't got nothing to hide. If you pass me your phone, you ain't got nothing to hide. But no, just going through it, no, absolutely not.
so. Have you ever gone through a woman's phone?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And how did that turn out?
It didn't turn out well at all.
Okay. So that's the type of example I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I did that before, and just like the old people say, "Hey, Auntie Carla," by the way. um, what they used to say is, when you go looking for something, you're gonna
You
find it,
gonna find it.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely.
And I went looking, and I found a whole lot more than I expected to find, and it was a
Absolutely.
whole lot closer to home than I expected it to be, and
Mm-hmm.
it hurt. It hurt. It hurt. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't want to know how I could have.
Mm-hmm.
I got a testimony. but, but after the dust settled, I learned I ain't going through no phones.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't going looking for nothing else. Now, do I have a guard on my heart? Yeah. You ain't finna cheat on me either and be a serial
Mm-hmm.
cheater.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I got some parameters now. You want to cheat? Okay, if I find out if the universe shows me that you're cheating, because I ain't going looking for it. I'm not gonna go looking for it. I promise you I'm not. But if the universe shows me that you were cheating and you were so disrespectful that it just shows up in my space, guess what? Now we're both cheating. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that simple. Those are my guards.
Okay. Hey, Miss Deborah, you got something you wanted to add on to that?
I absolutely agree with that. Um, like I wasn't one to do any of that, but this one particular time, how you just feel something in your gut and they leave their phone and it's open, you're just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And it just gets the best of you. And I went looking and I found more than I wanted to see. And unfortunately, I didn't cut up. I just gracefully bowed out, and that was it. But but yes, so I think even though we are a couple and we do have friends before our spouse or our boyfriend or girlfriend, like we're not just gonna completely drop everybody because we're in a new relationship or we're married. Like we still have our own set of friends. And I feel like now if it's a case where you have never met this Jody and I'm always talking about Jody, then that's an issue. But our friends should know. You should know all
Mhm,
of my friends, and I should know majority of your friends. So
mhm,
it
Mm-hmm.
won't be an
Mm-hmm.
issue if I do come up, or if you do give me your phone and a text pop up and it's Becky. I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's why you have to let each other know, like, we never crossed the line, high school best friend, and that sort of, to kind of alleviate some of the extra stress that we already deal with. Just be
Uh-huh.
open and honest and communicate.
Okay, I can dig it. Emmanuel, you got something you want to add?
Well, of course I do.
Go
For
ahead, and
one,
then I'm gonna go.
if you got the inkling to look through your significant other's phone without looking, you already know what's there.
mhm.
Period. You ain't got to go looking for it. You already know what's there.
Intuition.
So it ain't about looking through nobody's phone. It's
I,
about,
I can't hear what you're saying, Emmanuel.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Val, you still there?
Mhm.
The phone is going in and out. It's a bad
Okay.
connection. Can y'all
Yeah,
hear?
I can hear. Val, can you hear?
I can hear.
I think Miss Deborah on that huge net. But
Yeah.
no,
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
you shouldn't have to go through nobody. It ain't a. We too grown to be talking about going through somebody's phone. You can check from their resume of life. You know what your folk doing, man. And
Exactly.
but I can't really say that because they might be fooling you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Check the Carfax though.
check the Carfax. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could be a dude that might mess up, but you would never be disrespected. I'll never bring it home. Like if I ever messed up, you would have to actually find it because I'm not gonna ever bring it to the lady I love. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I would never try to do that. So it's you can have my phone, but I'm not gonna be obligated to give you passcode. You can have it if you request it, but don't request it because you can have my phone. Let me see
Yeah.
what's in your phone. Okay, Is that transparent? You know.
May I ask another question, JD?
You absolutely can.
Have you ever had someone go through your phone and create a problem where there wasn't one?
Of course.
Absolutely, absolutely. I surely have, and that's part of the reason why. It just depends on the situation. But in both of my situations, I've had somebody go through my phone and create an issue that wasn't there. I've gone through somebody's phone and found something that on more than one occasion and find something I didn't want to find. But that's the whole thing about this submission part, because we definitely, the women are a lot slicker than men are sometimes. So if I ask you to see your phone and you don't want to let me see it, then that's all automatically going to let me know that there's a problem, or there's something in there that you don't want me to see, and vice versa. If there's nothing in there you don't want them to see, then you should have no problem.
I don't know. I okay. I know my guy's passcodes. I've never been through his phone. Ever.
Hmm.
He knows mine. I don't know if he's ever been through my phone. But
Hmm.
there's nothing to see. But it's like I
Hmm.
said, I'm not gonna go looking for anything. But I have had it in the past where I did not give somebody my passcode, but they went through my phone some kind of way. They were hacking through, looking for something, and created a problem that wasn't even a issue. It's like, do
Hmm.
you even know my type? Why would you accuse me of that person?
Uh-huh.
Out of all
Right.
people. And that just let me know that type of insecurity is somebody that I can't trust my heart with, because if you're that insecure, you're unstable. A
Hmm.
double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And as much as I'm in your face all the time, and you can't understand that, hey, ain't nothing going on, something's wrong.
Right, right. I agree. Now, I'm glad both of you ladies said what you said, because that leads me into our next topic tonight. And I want to ask the question: can men and women be platonic friends if they're in a relationship? So, for example, if Emmanuel is in a relationship and he has a platonic female friend that strictly platonic. They've never had a sexual relationship, never had a romantic relationship, and never will, or in their minds they never will. But is that possible for men and women to have strictly platonic relationships if they're in a relationship, or if at all? Who wants to go first?
No.
Well,
Okay, Emmanuel says no. What do you say, Deborah?
I think it's possible. And it
Mm-hmm.
all goes back to communication. Because as I stated earlier, like I may have a guy friend. Like I don't have many female friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's because I have brothers and I've grown up with my four brothers and their friends and the friends they kind of made along the way. So
Mm-hmm.
I really don't have a lot of female friends. So I believe that is possible with the right and honest communication. Like if I got a dude and one of my great guy friends is a dude, he would know everything about the dude. He would meet the dude to make my guy feel comfortable enough to be like, oh, there's nothing there. But if it's
Mm-hmm.
like some sly stuff going on and you want to sneak and text your best friend on the phone, and that's foolishness. But I think in the right situation, doing the right things and communicating is possible.
Okay. Okay. I like it. Alabama church girl, what say you?
I say yes, yes, that we can have platonic friendships. I have them, and I know it's
Mm-hmm.
possible. I know it's
Mhm.
possible. And a lot of them are with guys that don't only like girls, but 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 even those
Mm-hmm.
heterosexual guy friends, I know what my boundaries are. And just like Deborah said, those friends I have introduced to my guy. Some of them have been over to the house and chill with us, and it's all good. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna disrespect my house. That's just the way it is. And if my guy feels uncomfortable, hey, I'm gonna make sure he's comfortable.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna keep home happy.
Okay, okay. Now, Emmanuel said no. Tell us why.
Of course
Tell us
not.
why you feel that
I'm
way.
gonna tell you two sides of the coin. So, in my experience, the platonic relationship I had, like the girl will be like, she know I'm cool. Ain't never tried her, but when I'm dating, they always seem to tell the girl I'm trying to date, I can have him if I wanted him. And it's like, where did this come from? You see what I'm saying? It's like, where did that come from? On
Mm-hmm.
the flip side, dudes will sit back for forever. We'll be in the friend zone for forever
Mm.
until you make one false move. Well, no, you can be if both
Yeah.
people are mature enough to do it. But in my experience, no, they normally come back and be like, you won't. No, I don't. So whatever.
That's catty.
Just my
Yeah.
experience.
That
Very.
is catty. But sometimes we are like that with each other. Um, and I'm speaking in general terms that sometimes women get catty when other women are in the territory.
Yeah,
So
and that's my point. It's not that I know they don't really want me. I know we real friends,
Mm-hmm.
but they get catty and it's like, what are you doing?
hmm
Mm-hmm.
yeah, how we talked about, especially in
Well,
our
maybe they
community.
don't want to lose their best friend
Oh
to another
yeah, I
girl
could give a list of names if I needed to.
because it's gonna
Don't
change.
do it. Don't do
Man.
it. 'Cause how we talked about in our community, women see the man as the prize. So,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they're gonna go for is like, girl, I can get your man.
Mm.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It has happened. So um in my experience, I say yes. Men and women can be strictly in a platonic relationship inside of a relationship. Now, moment of transparency here. Uh, I have a group of female friends. It's two of us. Well, two of them, three of us total, and it's me and two really, really, really close female friends. We even gave ourselves a little click of name and everything like that. But it really takes a level of maturity on both ends. And on top of that, I know both of their significant others. And if I'm dating somebody in a relationship, that's the first thing I say. Day number one, hey, I got these two female friends. It's strictly platonic. It's always been platonic. We never been in a sexual relationship, romantic relationship, none of that. Do you have a problem with it? And most of the time, they have a couple of questions, and 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say no up front, but then later on down the road, they're gonna end up having a problem with it, or it's gonna be a problem somewhere. But I absolutely say yes. Now, Emmanuel brought up a good point too, and I've done it too before years ago. Some guys will sit back in the friend zone, in the cut, whatever you want to call it, and just wait for that perfect opportunity to go ahead and slide in the DMs, direct messages, or what have you. Now that's why I don't trust my significant other with having guy friends, because I don't trust guys. I can trust myself because I have discipline. Everybody doesn't have that same kind of discipline. Every man does not have that same kind of discipline that I exercise, and there's a reason why I would never even go at any of my female friends like this. Why? I use them as an asset, and if I ever crossed that line and messed up that friendship, they would stop telling me the truth. They would stop telling me the truth because they give me the inside scoop on some of y'all women.
And that's
They
why
give
it's
me
good to have platonic
I,
friends.
exactly. I get the insider secrets or what women really talk about, what they feeling. So I use them as asset. They
Right.
give me advice, I give them advice. And like I said, that's how we rock. And if I ever cross that line, they'll stop telling me the truth. So that's why I keep a set of platonic friends
I agree.
in my relationship. But what if your significant other said, okay, I thought I was cool with you having friends of the opposite sex. I'm not cool with it anymore. Get rid of them or I'm gone.
Yeah,
Can I
that's
Yeah,
not gonna work for me.
may I answer that first,
it's not gonna
Mr.
work.
JD?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll go to Emmanuel, then we'll go to
Thank you.
Deborah, then we'll go to Valerie. Go
Think
ahead.
about this. Imagine if you was driving a car and it said, "Hey, you know what? I'm no longer gonna make left turns." What you gonna do with that car?
You gonna get rid
Of
of it.
course, get rid of it.
If it's disrespectful, do your thing. If it's just sporadic and it's like, "Hey, I see you are plutonic and you're having fun, and I still got an issue," park that car.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I concur.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Miss Deborah. Give us your
Yeah,
thoughts.
that's
You.
definitely. Yeah, I agree. Because if I haven't showed you anything or been disrespectful or been sneaky in any kind of way, then what's the issue? We've been friends for 20 plus years. So what is the issue? You've been around him. You know how we are. We act the same way in front of you or not in front of you. So what is the real issue?
Mm-hmm.
And so if it came down to that, unfortunately, then I would be single
Mm.
because I haven't given you a
Mhm.
reason not to trust me around my friend for 20 plus years. Hard decision, harsh,
Mhm.
but
I can dig
I'm
it.
out.
Yep. I can dig it. All right. What about you, Miss Valerie?
I agree with them. Hey, we can't go any further. That's that. How can two walk together unless I don't agree,
Mm-hmm.
sir? I don't agree because I'm not gonna tell you to cut off your support because your friends
Right.
actually long term friends become like family. They become a part
Exactly.
of your support system. And I'm not going to tell you to cut off your support system. So why would you require that of me? That's too much. That's too much.
It's
And
too much.
I do want to ask this question. Have you had friends that cut you off once you got into a relationship? You were
Yeah.
platonic friends, and once you got into a relationship, they just stopped talking to you.
Absolutely.
I've had that, and I'm like, what in the world? We've been friends
Mhm.
since elementary school. What's the problem?
Yeah, I've definitely had that happen, and I'll talk about it from a man's perspective. Usually, especially if it's a situation where y'all might not talk every day, or maybe y'all are in a different city or something, and you're in a relationship, that guy might feel like, hey, well, maybe it's better for me to step back and wait for her to bring you up to her husband, or introduce y'all, or let y'all say what's up on the phone, anything like that. That's why a lot of, if a male in that platonic position will usually take a seat back, because especially in a marriage, a lot of times the significant other might not feel comfortable with y'all just talking. I had a female friend years ago. We would talk, anytime, it's a respectable time, but sometimes we talk at night, a little, not long before bed or whatever. And we stopped doing that because uh, my significant other at the time had a problem with it, so that caused her to take a seat back. So most men will automatically take that back seat just because of respect thing. They don't want to cross that line, or don't want to make anybody feel away or anybody feel uncomfortable. That's been my experience.
May I
I've
give my
had female
experience?
friends also.
Say that once more.
I've had female friends to do the same. Just
Hmm.
like, okay, I'm out. Like, girl, okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
What's happening?
Emmanuel,
What
you
you
wanted
have
to
to
say
say,
something?
Emmanuel?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
So it's two parts for me. So let's take the females. For the females, I think it's more of an insecurity. It's like, I finally got something. Let me do whatever I can, and it's like you didn't have to be so strong and out. It's like if we were friends, what are you doing? You're being fake. You're trying to pretend like you're just you. You don't have no friends. You only know the guy, right? But on the
Mm-hmm.
That's
flip
dangerous.
side, I also got dudes who do the same thing. They hook up and they disappear and go ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It happens sometimes, especially when you do in a
I felt
relationship.
that. I felt that too.
Inside information. But no, man, I'm used to it. That's what people do. Some guys may do it. Like I know some guys who do it because they're just trying to cover up some shit. Or my bad for YouTube. They're trying to cover up some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Other guys do it because they're holding on. Women do it too. They're holding on. So you can understand it if you know your partner, right? If you know your friend in that situation. So if I'll roll it back. So let's say somebody's a thief, right? You know not to have them around money. So if you got them around money, you know how to act with them. You can't be like, oh, they're acting brand new. No, when they around money, this is how they act. Certain friends around certain situations act a certain way. So it's up to you not to get mad. It's up to you to adapt.
Mm.
And the reason
Okay,
why I say that is because unconditional love applies to your friends and your
Yeah.
significant others.
that's
I
true.
got unconditional love for my friends. Y'all can do whatever. They know I'm cool with them.
Yeah.
Just like with
Mm.
my partner, we I know how to handle you. That's it. That's like family. So
JD,
Yep,
I want to
yep.
say this one last thing. You
Go ahead.
mentioned, Emmanuel, how some people just cut everybody off and they're on this island with their partner. That's dangerous in a lot of ways, especially from the female perspective. You never know until you're in a situation if this is someone who is manipulative. You never know if this is someone who is violent. You never know if this is someone who wanted to get you on this island to be abusive to you. And it's dangerous for you to cut off your support system because when you reach out, there's nobody there because you cut them off. So, I need help, but I've cut off all my help, all my lifelines. That's an issue. And that's why I cannot respect someone who would ask me to cut off my lifelines.
it's so common though, because let's say when a woman's getting older and older and she's thinking, well, I need to get married, I need to have a kid, I need to do this. Um, it's a dude that's being sly who's capitalizing off that. And it's a
Yeah.
lot of them. They out there.
Would you say that's a pick me, Deborah? Sounds like a pick me to me.
Yeah, that's definitely one. So I just believe in being honest across the board, myself across the board. So I just feel like I shouldn't have to cut off anybody to make you happy or please anyone. I'm the same across the board. What you see is what you get. These are my family. You're my guy, and this is just what it's gonna be
Right,
up
right.
front out the gate.
Yep.
It's a template though. So everybody's accountable, right?
Yep.
So if you got a man or a woman who's trying to seclude you from everybody, red flag. Because
Definitely red flag.
let's say a dude's pursuing a woman, we want to be tight with your mama and daddy, whoever you got. We want to be tight with them. The only reason we don't is if your mom and dad is trying to hinder you from us when we putting our best foot forward. So we'll be like, hey, tell them to back off, but we'll never seclude you from the people you love unless they're being a hindrance, and you know it's a hindrance. But it's a lot of sly cats that's trying to f you up from the gate. Me and JD
Right,
are best friends. We've had people that be like, "Oh, don't be with him. Don't be cool with him." And it's like, why? Their
right.
explanation don't even add up to 1 + 1 is 2. So people got to use common sense at some point.
Yeah, yeah. You're absolutely right. Um, I was actually in a relationship years ago. She was trying to cut me off from my friends and family. And that was just something I couldn't rock with. Couldn't rock with that at all. That's dangerous. If somebody wants you, if somebody wants them to be that only go-to person or that only person that you spend time with or is connected to, that's dangerous,
Very much.
real dangerous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think let's see, we're at an hour and 5 minutes right now. I think Miss Valerie had another question or another topic that she wanted to bring up,
Is
and
Valerie the church girl?
Beep beep toot, that's me.
yeah,
Beep beep.
I'm sorry, I need to call her the Alabama church girl. But go ahead, Val. I'm sorry, Alabama church girl. You got the floor.
Hey, Deborah.
Hey.
So listen, no, I was just, scrolling through the hot topics and I saw that Bill Gates is on the market.
Mhm.
On the market.
Huh? What'd you say, Deborah?
I said, yeah, he's on the market, honey.
Mhm.
27
Listen,
years.
when I saw that, me and my sister had a good kiki last night about that. She was like, girl, everybody's trying to send their bid in to go get with Bill Gates. I said, who want Bill Gates? His wife didn't even want him. He did.
Right.
She said, let me just go ahead and take this money and run while I still got some life in me. And I was looking and I was like, okay, he is worth, they say his net worth is like 145 billion with a B as in Bravo.
Oh wow.
$145 billion. That's a lot.
It is.
But from what I see,
It's
him
like,
and his
but with
wife
all that money, his wife ain't even happy.
Let me
right.
let me
Then
let me
that
give
tell you a lot.
let me give
When
y'all some insight
you
on that.
can't even stay for the money, baby. That tells you a lot.
Tell me
I
why
told my sister, I said, I don't care who is trying to put their bid in for Bill Gates. It ain't worth it. Y'all might as well go on over there with Jeff Bezos. He's available. And Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world right now.
Mm.
And I know he's a cheater, but some people are getting cheated on for free.
Free. When I get paid, huh?
And I'm just having fun. That's all, JD. That's all. I'm just
No,
having fun.
you good. You good.
Can I
That,
get some insight from Emmanuel Samuels?
go
Yes.
ahead.
Let me get some. If Bill Gates, the richest dude in the world, can't keep his woman, the stuff he's exposed to. So for one, he quit Microsoft and became the champion of the coronavirus vaccine, right? So the stuff she ain't messing with, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what I told
Right?
my sister. I was like, he losing his mind. Y'all
It
see,
ain't
she
he
just
losing
said
his
she getting
mind.
flued out.
He's being exposed to what he know. It's a difference. That's just like if I'm the head of a hospital and you work there. You think, oh, my man is the head of the hospital, but once you know I'm only rocking with you for your insurance, I don't care if you live or die, you ain't gonna rock with me the
Mm-mm.
same, right?
If you got some integrity.
You but business ain't integrity, it's making money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta weigh those things. So I can see that. But from what y'all saying, Bill Gates available. And if he ain't, go to Jeff Bezos.
This is for all the
What
pick
y'all
me.
got for the T-Mobile manager?
Exactly.
What he doing?
What's his name?
Papa John? He out there.
but see
Little light brown
that's the
skinned
thing.
girl.
First of all, did they say
Yakisha
who
got
filed
something
for
she want to
divorce?
say.
Who filed for divorce?
I don't know.
We
I
don't
don't
know who filed for divorce. Okay,
now,
so
but
so so so
they're
here's the thing.
reporting that it's amicable.
Oh, okay, that's for the media.
Yeah.
That's definitely for the media. But here's the thing, and going back to just to touch on our subject of submission. Everybody is talking about Bill Gates is available. They want to shoot their shot at Bill Gates. Bill Gates is going to require something. A man of that level, a man of that stature is going to require something. Now, is money part of the factor in submission? Because on one hand, you got some that say, well, if I'm in a partnership type of marriage and I'm going 50-50, then I'm not going to be fully submissive to you. But if
JD.
you make a certain amount of money, then oh yeah, I can submit to somebody like that. Or I'll
JD,
submit if you got a certain amount of money. Go ahead.
I must stop you, and I'm gonna tell you why. You're asking in-depth questions that we actually want to know, right?
Mm-hmm.
About Bill Gates.
Allegedly.
But didn't nobody ask us one damn question about Oprah Winfrey when we all know we would talk to Oprah in the same circumstances? Nobody asked these questions. Would you smash Oprah Winfrey? Yes. Now that it comes to the women, Bill Gates, and you're asking, what is his philosophies? It's
No, no, no,
it's
no,
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 no.
no, no,
I
no.
gotta be fair. I gotta be fair.
But
So what I'm hearing you say is
Cause
that
Oprah was a
that
no
net
brainer.
worth, that net worth will bring out a whole lot of pygmies
It's
from either
right.
gender.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I'll leave Oprah to the side, but yeah, I'm not gonna go there. But what I'm saying for the average people, for the like Emmanuel said, the T-Mobile manager, women won't submit to the T-Mobile manager, but like you said, they'll
they do every day.
turn into a pygmy for Bill Gates.
Jeff,
Why?
I will turn into a pick me for Bill Gates. What are you talking about?
But what I'm saying is we're not Bill Gates.
But
That's
I
what I'm
want
saying.
Women
listen.
are
I
cool with
believe,
expressing those thoughts. Men, we got more respect. It's not all men. We're not gonna say that, even though we know in our mind, of course. Women be like Bill Gates,
I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna say
but
this,
we know in the back
Emmanuel.
of our minds, Oprah, you can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Keisha
Somebody
says
said Bill Gates has had a
allegedly.
side chick since day one.
Oh wow. And I just
But
looked at the tabloids. It said Melinda filed for divorce and they
Oh,
have
she
no
did.
prenup.
And that says a lot if she filed.
No
Okay,
prenup.
but this is what I believe though.
mm,
This is just Valerie's perspective. Allegedly, we need an allegedly sign to go up.
let me get my allegedly banner.
Yeah, this is Val's perspective. I believe that man ain't even considering nothing sexual at all. I believe Melinda said, I need to get out of here. He done lost his mind. He going off
No,
the weekend,
no.
and I can't get mine. No.
Let
I'm gonna take my
Emmanuel Sanders is gonna give you some
and
insight.
she pushed back from the table like SpongeBob and she said, all right, I'm head out.
But look,
I don't know. I don't think that's the
look,
case, but I'm gonna let Emmanuel go
I'm gonna
first.
be honest, and this is the problem I have with females, right? Bill Gates was so powerful, so rich, he trusted his woman, and he didn't have no prenuptial. He thought she was body for life because she caught him when he wasn't Mr. Billion. She caught him on Microsoft when it wasn't nothing, right? That's documented. Now that he's the man and got all that money, they raising the roof because this dude didn't sign the prenup.
But you know what? I don't think he
He
cares.
was nothing just 20 years ago. He was nothing. And that's how all men feel. It's like when we ain't nothing, we trust you. But when we become Deion Sanders, Michael Jordan, Bill Gates, now it's like you got your payday, and it's like, was that the goal from day one?
I don't think so. Not in this situation. Now there are situations like that.
But
But I
this
don't think
this
this
is
was
his
one of
situation.
those. Because they've been together. Deborah, you looking up the their information. How long have they been together?
Oh
They've
Since
been together way
wow!
94.
too long. Huh?
Since 94.
And '94 is when you had them Apple computers with the floppy drive,
And she
Yeah,
Hmm.
don't even want spousal support.
not
right.
Windows 10.
And today, I know I saw on CNN that he just moved $2 million over to her accounts today. So he
He's worth
2 billion. I'm
100
sorry, 2
billion.
billion. So I mean, he cares that she's taken care of. And so, I don't think that it's about the money. And then they're giving so much money away to charity as well.
It
Mhm. But my thing now is, you've been together all this time. He's got these billions of dollars. Why leave now? Why leave now?
Look, Keisha said the blog
He's gonna enjoy
said,
his last days. He's 65.
I think something wrong.
And she 56. So
I think something's going on.
well,
Somebody
it does.
all men
Bill
know it.
Gates
Keep it
got
keep
some
it.
side chicks.
Okay, so what who is this? I can't see who the user is. Says the blog says she filed and doesn't want anything from him.
That's a real woman. I wish I got to meet her.
Yeah, in her petition for divorce filed Monday in King County, Washington, she says spouse support is not needed and a separation contract will determine property division.
That means
Hmm.
they have an internal agreement. That's
It's
what that means. I
yeah.
talked to my lawyers and I know
Yeah,
what that word is talking about.
yeah, yeah. So
I
they
do.
they've reached an agreement for an undisclosed amount to try to keep it a little
That's how you
peaceful and
supposed
keep
to
it from
do it.
getting nasty.
Keep them folks out
Handling
of
it
it.
like adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. But I mean, it was a speculation that maybe Mr. Bill Gates couldn't do, maybe what he used to could do in '94 or whatever reason why she left. Um,
I
I
think he don't
mean,
want
What's
her
our
to.
agreement, Deborah? We need an
I'm.
agreement.
Uh-oh. I
What'd you
see
say?
matchmaker on the line.
I'm just bull crapping. I'm just bull crapping.
Oh, it was
He
going
got
on
his
and on. I
shot.
didn't hear it.
I
I
was
didn't
trying to
hear it.
shoot for.
I was
See, we named it love and relationships for a reason. But yeah,
Man,
now normally we know that they probably came to an agreement with some undisclosed amount. She didn't. They didn't have a prenup. She didn't put certain things
ready.
in the what's it called when she filed or whatever. But my thing is now. Somebody said that Bill Gates had a side chick from day one. What if Mrs. Gates had a side dude and she want to run away with him?
Listen, y'all don't want my messy speculations because I'm about to be messy.
Not messy. Wait, let me put my alleged sign
Well,
back in there.
in his little statement, he said they believe they no longer can grow together as a couple in the next phase of their lives.
Okay, how old are they again?
Stella want to get her groove
65
back.
and
and
right.
how can she grow with him if he's worth billions and
If he
she's
ain't
worth
growing, she
a
can't.
couple of crumbs? How can she even pretend to grow with him? She
Did
ain't
you hear
growing
me?
on his.
If he ain't growing, she can't.
Mm, well,
Mm.
if Bill Gates had a side chick from day one, maybe she's not fulfilling his need.
And see, that's my point. Bill Gates has a company that's supporting other companies, right? It's supporting the growth. This dude is doing the coronavirus,
I
right? It's
don't.
Bill Gates, right? And
Yeah.
what you said was, if he's not growing, that's a different
No.
process.
So here's my real view.
It's
My
like this dude changing the world.
No, I believe this is just Val's belief, alleged. Okay. I
Hmm.
believe that he is not thinking of anything or considering anything sexual at this time in his life. I think he's at that state in his life that it's
No,
all
he's
about making more business upon business upon business. Keisha agrees with me that it ain't even about that. And what I do know, I saw something, I don't know how true this article was, but I did see something where he was allegedly testing a synthetic coronavirus vaccine on people in Africa. It sounds to me like if that's the case and she's like, okay, I'm out, that sounds like okay, this I can no longer go along with these character issues. It ain't nothing about the money, it ain't nothing about the sex, it ain't nothing about making a happy home, because when you got a lot of money, you can make a happy home.
Mhm.
But I can't go walk and I can't rock with these character issues.
Can I just let you hear what you said?
Mm-hmm.
So you said sexual, right?
I said I don't think
Or
it's anything sex.
he's
Their
not thinking
separation is
about
not
anything
anything.
sexual, right?
Yeah.
That's dealing with his woman's feelings, right? Correct? Sexual. His woman,
I don't
right?
think that it's. I don't think they're engaging in anything sexual in
Got
this
you.
stage of life.
However, he's engaged with the
Business.
global pandemic that's killing the world. So she's mad because he's not saving her and he's saving the world.
No, that's not
She
what I'm
need to
saying.
she need to do something else if that's the
That's
case.
not what I'm saying.
She need to fall back.
That's not what I'm saying.
He's saving the world.
So
Forget her.
I think what
It's
Valerie
the
is saying
world.
that I think what Alabama Church Girl is saying is that uh the way he's testing the virus, she doesn't like it. But
Gotcha. He's just saving the
yeah,
world. I'm sorry.
I know exactly where you're going with this. But at the same time, you got to test the vaccine on somebody, right? I mean, the Pfizer vaccine got tested on a group of people first.
But you know how I'm not gonna say what I was about to say. So y'all keep going. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
You see, I'm biting my tongue.
Hey, come on with it. I mean, we just having a
This is
conversation.
a love and relationships conversation. This is not a Black Lives Matter conversation.
But Bill Gates is saving the world, not
Is he
his
though? Is
female.
he though?
He
Does
actually,
he know something that we don't know, or something that has been assumed already?
but just to be fair, to know my background, I'm in cybersecurity. I follow that stuff. I know what he's doing. I know what's going on. So different background.
Okay, I'm glad
Mm,
you know.
okay. Yeah, you got to have somebody like that on your team
Yeah.
always. Oh, let's see. We got another comment. He has stated that he gets off on intelligence. He and his side chick are on the same level intellectually.
Mm.
Let me put my alleged sign back up there.
Look, I think me and Deborah gasped at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know about all that, but yeah. On that note, thank y'all for joining us tonight on
Quick
another
thing,
edition.
JD. I got a idea for you and for y'all.
What's up?
How about doing a live show?
What you mean? What do you mean?
A
We're doing a
live
live
show.
show. We're doing a live show now.
No, in front of an audience.
Yeah, I'll be down. I'm
We
down.
can talk about that offline.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. If y'all want
Look
to
at
see that,
Deborah's face.
comment. Look, if
Deborah.
y'all want to see that, make sure y'all comment
Deborah got
below.
beef. I
I
think
don't
Yeah.
say
Deborah
too
got
much. I
beef.
just listen. I just listen.
Hey,
Well,
we are coming to you live from 3 different states tonight.
right, exactly. But that's what's up, the power of the internet, right? But
Right.
yeah, on that note, we're gonna cut it off for tonight. Wait a minute, we got some more comments. Let me make sure I read all the comments. Oh, somebody said yeah. Yes, okay. How do
So
somebody do it? Somebody do it. How y'all
so
do
check
it?
my vision.
Yes.
Let's do this live. Let's do this mainstream.
Hey, I'm all for it. But now this is what we gotta do. Now, from now on, what I'm going to do is the live videos that we're doing in the group. I'm going to be taking those down and putting the link from YouTube back in the group so y'all can watch, so everybody can watch the replays. And then if this is going to happen, I need y'all to make sure y'all keep the engagement up, like the video, share the group, invite people to the group, and comment, engage with us. We're gonna try to come up with a set in stone schedule. I know everybody got different things going on. Yesterday was a strange day for me, but we want to try to get a solid schedule. Make sure y'all share the video, tell everybody about what we're doing. We just having a conversation. And when we get and subscribe to the YouTube channel too, hit the like button, and we're gonna see what we can do with this thing. Tell everybody what we're doing. So before we go, Miss Deborah, you got anything you want to say? You good? Miss Valerie, what about you?
I think Deborah had a delay.
Yeah.
You good?
No,
Okay.
I don't have anything to say. Yeah.
Okay, Alabama Church Girl, you good?
Well, I just want to say, make sure that the congregation go ahead and invite at least 5 new members to the group on this evening. Tell your friends, come on in. Let's talk about this thing. Let's iron some things out so that we can paint a new picture of what submission looks like. Other than that, I have enjoyed the conversation with you all this evening, and I'm so happy to have another lady on the line with us tonight.
Can y'all tell she's professional?
Pleasure to be here.
Professional.
She is absolutely a professional. Emmanuel, what you got on your mind before we get out of here?
I'm Emmanuel Samuels. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Alabama Church Girl. Thank you, JD. I like what y'all doing.
That's what's up, my boy. All right, we out of here. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Good night.
Bye.